Everything on the board? Okay, great. All right, guys, today's workout we're going to talk about is volcanic ash. It's a 30-minute EMOM. Very much like a Fight Gone Bad style. We're going to have 1-minute stations. Station 1 is going to be calories on the bike, 15 for guys, 12 for girls. Minute 2, max wall walks, as many as you can in that full minute. Minute 3, 50 double unders. We'll talk about scaling in a second. Minute 4 will be max shuttle runs, 25 meters from cone to cone and back is 1. And then my favorite is going to be minute 5 is rest. Now, for many of us who have actually quizzed on this before, when you have a scheduled rest, that means for these cardio movements, you need to go all out, right? Because you're going to have a full minute to rest. We are going to go through and do this for 6 minutes total. 6 rounds, total. So a couple things we could talk about as far as scale. What we want to do in a perfect world is we want to go through and get a good 50 to 55 seconds of work, then be able to transition to the next round and start right on time every time. Okay, so for me and this one here, we're going to start with 15 calories on the bike. I'm going to try to get as close to 15 calories. I'm going to probably have to speed it up a little bit to get there in 50 seconds. Hop off, catch my breath, make my way over to the max wall walks. For the max wall walks, I'm going to probably do work for about 50 seconds. Then I'm going to transition to minute 3 so I can start right on time to get my 50 double unders in. If you're really good at double unders, it's going to take you probably about 30 seconds to get 50, maybe 25, okay? If you do not have double unders or double unders aren't available to you today, perfectly understandable, you're going to do 100 single unders. I tested in the last class. It was taking me right around 36 seconds to get 100 double unders and just did 5 sets of 20. Okay, so that's your scale for that. And then max shuttle runs, there really isn't a scale for max shuttle runs. You're going to get as many of those as you can. The only other thing in here that I'm really looking at is scale. If we are not that heavy, like myself, 15 and 12 might not be attainable. So what I'm looking for that, guys, is really 50 seconds of a good pace, and then we'll transition to the wall walks. If full wall walks aren't available to you, get up there as high as you can. A perfect wall walk, you're going to get your nose and your belly button to the wall every time. Certain people like myself, I've got a shoulder injury. I can really only go up a little bit past 45 degrees. If I get as many of those in 50 seconds as I can, I'll be happy with that. As I said, for double unders, let's do 100 singles. Max shuttle runs, run faster. That's your scale for that one. And the rest, there's no scale for rest. Just enjoy yourself. Catch your breath. We're going to start right back on the minute of this. Now, because we have so many people in class in limited space, we are going to need to switch one thing out. So what I want to do is you can either go as prescribed or you can start with a shuttle run. I want to finish with a cardio. So let's say, for example, for Devonch here, I'm going to have him start on the shuttle runs, and he'll finish with the bike. Does that make sense? Because we only have so much room. Let's try to see if we can split it 50-50. Are there any questions with that? Okay, strategy. What you're scored on. Your total quantity. Every time you should have 15 and 12 or 50, depending on how far you can get through this. 100 double unders will still count, single unders will count as 50 every time. These are where you're going to make up compared to everybody else. So my strategy is get here as fast as I can, rest, so I can maximize my wall walks every time. If I beat the guy next to me every time by 1, I'm going to beat him by 6 total. It's a good way of thinking about it. Cool. Any questions?